Hey, how you guys doing, man? It's Joe D, and welcome to the last share of beer before show 500. This is show 499, and today is March 2nd, 2019, and share of beer 500 will be on no charge. That was good, wasn't that? Like on cue, boom! Even the system is working with me here. The body is all the timing's perfect. But March 16th, did we say? Yeah. So that'll be show 500 officially. No show next week. I think we're pretty much just going to go that way. Oh, sorry, Andrew. I'll get a link in there. I think we're pretty much just going to go that way. Just we're going to take Billy D's advice, because works every time. Advice. I mean, you got to just go with it. So I think we'll pretty much but there could be a pop-up show. But if it's a pop-up show, then it's not an official show. Numbered, right? If it's a pop-up show, then it's not an official.
Oh, that's yeah. Pop-up show. It's not official.
Yeah. We have our actual share of beer statistician here, so he's the actual official. He can like let us know.
I forgot to grab a vessel. I'll be right back.
Okay, man.
Yeah, sure. Because this is no perfect science. Think of all the shows before this. There were lots of unnumbered shows. There were some numbered shows that aired on Friday and Saturday. Mm-hmm. But all the other Friday shows that were just Friday shows. So it's not an exact science.
I don't know anything about this damn thing that's an exact science. Is there, other than the numbering? The numbering we do seem to kind of try to get down, right?
And even that was screwed up earlier this year, remember?
It took us how many weeks to get that right?
Or no, that was last year.
Last year
in the summer, yeah, around 465, 66.
Yeah, that was the weekend we did the Audio Geek thing, wasn't it? Wasn't that like yeah?
Yeah, and you skipped a week, and the numbers were out of order. Yeah,
it took. Oh,
it took a while to get that fixed.
We had to form the committee and come to a resolution, and that takes a few weeks.
Yeah, it did. It took a few weeks, for us to get the ship right. Hey, we have Flacco's in here, man. Hey, we haven't seen him in a while.
Flacco's. Hey, Flacco's.
Flacco's.
How you doing, Flacco's?
And Corwin Russell, isn't that code for something?
Poor man Russell?
Corwin.
Oh,
Corwin Russell. Who is Corwin Russell?
Corwin Russell is a malt liquor drinker.
Yes.
That's
he says, "Sup, Havana having a 40."
Oh, Neri says, "Show him some smoke." And Andrew, you had a chance to blow him out of the water, and you didn't, man. You didn't even show the smoke, man.
No, there's no smoke out of the Dink bot here.
Oh, it's a cloud. It's a can. So yeah, I get it. Yeah, okay. So you're gonna start us out. So what beer are you having, man? So
we got Insight Brewing's Dink bot here.
Dankbot Inside Brewing.
The beer is Dankbot.
Oh, Dank.
You know what? You know one of our favorite words.
Yeah,
Dankbot. Heavy emphasis on dank. By Insight Brewing.
Dank is such a fun word. It's almost like
it's just like moist.
Juicy.
We all remember the conversation from sometime years ago.
How about how about damp? Is damp like moist?
No, I don't know. Damp doesn't. For some reason, moist. Remember, we read the article and it was like that one of the most offensive words or something, or it bothered people. It's like
moist.
Yeah, moist. It seemed to. So, like, if you combined dank, moist, fart, that's funny. You can hardly not.
If you can call your part
person on the receiving end of that, it's funny.
Yeah. It depends on what end you're at, right? Like if
you're starting it, it's funny. If you're receiving it, it's not so funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's something fantastic about Dink. You just gotta love it, man. That's an awesome word, Dink. And then like Andrew said, moist. Thanks for reminding me about that word.
And Insight is a local brewery here in Minnesota.
Awesome, man. Is it close to you, or is it like on the other side?
Minneapolis.
Oh, okay. So it is on the other side.
So it's just on the other side of the river.
Yeah. So you got Dink bot. Oof. There we go. Did you get it all?
Yeah, I think so.
Get it all out there, Tom.
Did you get your Dink bot out of there?
It came out pretty moist.
Yeah, it's pretty moist. So you got 11,000 ratings on here. 99 in the last 30 days, 6.5%, 91 IBUs, 3.83 bottle cap rating, man. I've never had Dinkbot. Anybody else had Dinkbot other than Andrew?
No.
It's very hop forward and strong. It's like the hops hit you like right out of the can or the bottle or even right out of the glass. I mean, it's up front.
Mm-hmm. I'd hope so. 91 IBUs, and it's called Dinkbot. So I would hope.
It's got a small hint of citrus in it that kind of hits it on the backside.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
Right in the back.
Yeah.
Hits it on the backside.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's when it hits the rest of your taste buds when it's going down your throat. You know.
That's what
I know Joe wanted me to say it. Joe needed the Kool-Aid man there. I can see it in his face.
Ding, ding, ding. Magic words. Thank you very much. Salute. And a big dilly to Andrew, man. He is on a roll today.
Oh, hey, I'm loaded for bear when it comes to being sarcastic. I'm a sarcastic SOB in person and on Facebook. You watch out. So some people don't know if I'm joking, serious, or I'm talking real shit.
That was hilarious, man. So, Mark, what are you having, brother?
I'm having a Trader Joe's special Boatswain double IPA.
Correct way to say that is actually bosun.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
I'm in the military stuff.
Okay, bosun. Okay, 8.4%.
Rhineliner or Rainliner or whatever.
That should be.
But it says now the contract brewer for Trader Joe's.
Yeah. It is. IPA 8.4%. $6 a 6-pack.
Ooh.
Basic. I mean, it's nothing. It's got some flavor, but it's not. It's a drinkable double IPA.
But how would you compare that to Costco's? Because I would think they've got to be similar or close.
Yeah, this one has. Yeah, they're pretty similar. I mean, a little different flavor profile, but
yeah.
Nothing. I mean, there's flavor, but it's not. It's not real complex. It's kind of there. You got some malt.
No charge.
For $6 a 6-pack,
dude.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. And Trader Joe's has got an excellent reputation for price, right? They've got some, I don't shop there, but that's what I always hear about Trader Joe's is the value. So when I hear beers like that, and I know you've had Costco beers, and so I compare it to that. Like,
it's kind of low to say. I mean, their beers, if they're doing other craft beers, their prices aren't the best. I mean, they're not the highest, but they're not the lowest. But for their own beers, they're very competitive on price. And most 6-packs of their stuff's going to be $5.99 or $6.99 for a 6-pack, which is
it's hard to find. It's hard to find even a decent session.
Mm-hmm.
These days, that's craft Or
yeah, these are crafty beers. Yeah, these are along the lines of what like a Yingling or Costco. It's better than just your typical macro, but not to the same quality as as like a Stone or.
So grocery stores up here are still selling 3-2 brew yet.
Mm-hmm. So let me share the screen on this because a lot of people don't have Trader Joe's near them. So 30,000 totals on here, 202 in the last 30 days, 8.4% ABV, which is actually
it's a big one.
$6.99 a six, right? Is that what you said, Mark?
I paid $5.99 a six for
$6 a six, man.
Yeah. So ABV per dollar is pretty good. Yeah.
This is in 75 IBUs, and it gets a 304 rating. This is actually better than malt liquor. Boom.
Yeah.
0.2% better, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely has a better bottle cap rating. So, and we've got a member. We got two members in the chat from the malt liquor community. I mean, I would have to think that this is.
I know this is their favorite part, right?
What would they say to that, there, Bum?
Is it time for the reporter?
It's not time for the report.
I've got a quick blurb before Bum does the malt liquor report. Just for the commissioner, I got on a black T-shirt this time, so you can stop bitching.
Oh yeah, they've complained about Andrew wearing his. Well, they were saying you were wearing the white T-shirt for show or the 10th anniversary show.
Nope.
He said you should have dressed up for the 10th anniversary show. You had a white tee on.
Nope.
Yeah. So in any case, though, I mean I have quite a few Trader Joe's here in the area, in the metro area, but not near me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's why. Tom, what are you having, brother?
Somewhat of a session. I'm drinking from Zero Gravity, their Conehead.
Oh.
It's an IPA out of Burlington, Vermont. It's kind of old. I mean, it's not old.
4 months.
It's like it was
4 months
on the 9th of January. So it's kind of old, but not old. I mean, back in the day, that was fresh.
Yeah.
But nowadays, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm. But what's the ABV on it? It's like
5.7.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
right. Still pretty good though. It packs a punch.
That's good.
So I'll share the screen on this one. You got 55,000 total, 681 in the last 30 days, 5.7, like you said, percent ABV, 49 IBUs, and a 383 rating.
Ooh.
So you got our single hop IPA brewed with all Citra. So what are you getting from their Citra hop there?
I'm definitely getting like a citrus, maybe a little bit of piney.
Is it piney? Okay,
a little bit. I was actually watching something talking about Citra hops, and they're saying that Citra hops aren't like they used to be. They're saying like now, since the beginning of Citra hops to now, it's almost like they've almost become a different hop, like breeding wise.
Yeah, I wonder if it's that or if it as well, like on top of what you're saying. Breweries, since they use it so much, are trying to do different stuff with it now. Like, and isn't there different? There's different varieties of Citra too, isn't there?
Yeah, I'd imagine it's like anything else, right? I mean, there's always going to be like how can I say this? If you go towards like say like the brother or sister, which is marijuana, there's difference from if the father to the female dominant of what, you know what I mean? Dominant of that plant. It's going to give different characteristics. But yeah, I mean,
no, but they probably have since Citra came out, they probably have bred it differently, and it's probably changed a little bit as far as the flavor profile.
Yeah, I mean, and everyone wants their own.
Yeah, that's just it as well. Like, and then according to what beer they're making, and They're how they're brewing it and everything is really gonna change what they're getting out of it, you know, and then what they're doing it with, what they're brewing it with, you know. So I'm seeing here on hop list. Let's see. This is largely created to do. Yeah, it could be grapefruit, lime, and tropical fruits, but despite its high alphas, brewers often warn against its use
some lime
bittering.
I do get some lime now that you say that.
Okay.
It's almost like if I gave you a tea bag and you gave me a tea bag.
Whoa!
Let me speak.
Whoa.
It's like
as host of the show, baby.
If we both made like
tea bag, I'm gonna give tea bag.
If we both went to go make tea,
there you go.
I can make tea different than you. Like, do you put the sugar first and then the tea bag and then the water? You know what I mean? Do you put the water with the tea bag? Hey, stop laughing.
Can't help it. It's in my nature. You know the expression.
I shouldn't have said.
I'm a coffee drinker, so tea doesn't.
Yeah, just avoid the whole damn bag altogether. Yeah, that was hilarious, man.
How long you dip your bag?
Yeah.
That's a good one, Mark.
Oh, that is hilarious.
I'm sorry, Tom. Go ahead.
No, I'm done.
So what is the malt liquor community say about that there, Billy D? I mean, is there a lot of tea bagging going on in the malt liquor community?
I don't know. Based on some of the words that I hear in some of the videos, in the actual MLDC, I don't think that's allowed in the MLDC.
Oh, okay.
Based on some of the words that are forbidden in most of other societies now.
And the commissioner doesn't want to join us in our chat. What a wimp.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Yeah.
We'll
survive.
Yeah, he'll come around again sometime. He's never done totally. He'll be back eventually.
Oh, please. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. I was thinking about trying to boost the production values of the malt liquor report tonight, but I think I'm going to hold off. I don't think me and Billy D are ready yet for this. We'll just go to the news.
Oh.
But in the future, we may have some boosted technology coming to the malt liquor report. Can't say. It's a trade secret.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. You don't want to reveal trade secrets. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well,
sources or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, speaking of the commissioner, we're going to be very brief with the commissioner this week. I'm going to copy the link right now. Oh, you know what? I don't have the thing on my screen. I don't have the chat enabled on the screen. I don't know why. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Okay. Now I got it. I'm going to paste the link for the chairman, Joe. And here we go. And you don't even need to turn up the audio for this. It's not important. And you don't even need to go to any particular part of the video. The chairman has a new fashion accessory that he's added to his wardrobe.
Uh-oh.
You can just play this as long as you want to. You'll see. Go to about a minute in or so.
Okay.
No.
So there we
go.
Up here, and
look at him.
Here we go. And we'll.
He looks so miserable.
What the hell is that?
And
it's this row of dollar bills.
Oh, okay. He's wanting the money on it.
He's got them all tied together.
He looks like a dog that's put in a costume that doesn't want to be in a costume.
I don't want to talk about these hoes. Let's talk about money.
And yes, he keeps that on his head the entire video.
Hey, at least he's got a good DVD in front of him. He's got Patton.
So really, that's all you need to see. I don't know if you want to hear him cuss anyone out or not. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing special this week.
Yeah. Well, but what is so? What are the thoughts, Mark, on the new fashion accessory? It's not quite ear to
all that money's gone to its head. That's what I think.
Oh, there's the pun. There's the pun.
I don't know. I heard the song he was playing. It was talking about money, so maybe that's why he was doing it.
Yeah.
But no, I say just go back to just the ski mask and the MAGA hat.
Excuse me. No charge.
Yeah, I don't know. What else you got, Bo?
Yeah. Okay. Something else real quick. We have another quickie from Falstaff Brewing Company. And once again, well, yeah, if you want to play the audio on this, it's only a 25-second video. If you recall last week, I broke the news actually about the impending demise of Ballantine Triple XL.
Oh, yeah.
And
really?
Yeah. Apparently it is coming to an end, supposedly. But everybody knows what happens when there's a crisis or a shortage of a product. What do? We go out and hoard it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have the link there, Joe.
Oh, okay. Yep.
It's only a 25-second video, and you get to see what Falstaff did in the wake of the Ballantine crisis here.
Oh, yeah. Whenever there is any sort of crisis, there is lots of hoarding.
Yeah. Here we go. If you want to crank up the sound, he does have a good ending to the video here.
Wow.
Start stockpiling people. It's real. Oh, yeah.
Whoa!
He's got cans and bottles. I thought, and cases.
Fuck you, dwarf.
Oh, yeah, dwarf.
End is near.
How many we got here? So we've got, I don't know, 5 here. And
I see 5 in the bag. There's at least another 5 on the table loose.
So we got like 9 visible right there.
I'd say 10.
10 visible.
Start stockpiling people. It's real. Oh yeah.
And then is this a full 24? Yeah. Look at that. Yeah.
Then he's got more underneath it.
It looks like a case of 16s.
Yeah, there's 16s, I think.
Yeah.
2.
And then he's got cases of 40s underneath.
And then 3 cases of 40. So 2 cases of tall boys.
I just love how he felt the need to throw that in a 25 video there.
Now, Ballantine Triple X. That's the you don't want to age that for too long. I mean, you've got to be drinking that within 3 to 6 months, probably.
Yeah, that's got less of a shelf life than Tom's IPA.
Yeah, he's going to
before it starts tasting bad.
He's going to be doing Ballantine videos.
Yeah. Oof. Man.
So coming up next is something that I just discovered just before the show here.
Oh,
the Malt Liquor Report.
Breaking news.
Yeah, we have breaking news. This is just today from Mr. Rayner, our friend Mr. Rayner.
Oh, yeah.
Had to scan this one real quick, and you can watch the beginning of it, Joe, and then I'll tell you when to jump ahead.
Okay.
This is pretty good at the beginning. It meanders for a bit, but there is a share of beer cuss out at one point.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, we love the cuss out.
Haven't heard a share of beer cuss out as of late.
Yeah, not a solid one. We've had some attempts, but
yeah, this is pretty good.
Oh yeah, okay, all right, Rogers, all right.
Almost looks like he comes out of his closet or something.
Yeah. How about that for an entrance, right? Okay, all right. Oh!
On a sweater.
Yeah. Does he actually get a sweater? Yeah. Oh, a different sweat jacket. Okay.
Puts another jacket on. Oh God.
What?
Yeah.
Takes his hat off, put another hat on.
Media.
That's pretty good.
Oh, the shoes too. Oh.
He's putting on his slippers.
No, he's putting on his indoor boots.
Yeah, his indoor booth. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Oh.
You know. Come to think about it, I wonder what their neighbors think when these guys outside the mask. They're like, "What the hell are these guys doing?" And they have no clue.
Oh boy. I think Mr. Rogers can't see what he's doing here. He's got to put his old man glasses on. Live TV.
Sounds like he inhaled some helium.
My neighbors. Mr. Rogers has been real busy. He's been in the drug rehab clinic. Ever check in to a drug rehab clinic, neighbor? Well, first thing you want to do is check your arm for track marks. That's usually a sign. Anyway, hope you boys and girls have been staying out of trouble. If you don't want me to, Mr. Rogers to come to your house and kick your asses in, you better be staying out of trouble. You ever get angry, neighbor, at someone in school? They made fun of you and they hurt your feelings. Yeah, and your feelings are very sensitive, and they're not to be trifled with. If someone hurts your feelings, don't get sad, neighbor. Get mad and roll your fist up into a ball. Start swinging for the fences. Okay? Yeah. I used to, a long time ago, Mr. Rogers had another job. I used to drive an ice cream truck. Yeah.
Oh, God. An ice cream truck?
One day, some kid asked me if we had any specials. And I said, well, we have a 3-in-1. And the kid asked, well, what's that? And I said, ask your mother. Because that was the cream filling between her and her girlfriend. Boys and girls.
That's brutal.
And alcohol will take the edge off. Yeah. So,
oh my God.
If you don't have any drugs, you should.
Joe, I don't know how close you are to like 4 minutes. If you want to go to about 4:10 or so.
Oh, okay, 4:10. All right.
Have a little bit of the small liquor though. Unfortunately, it's in plastic. Did you know that neighbors? Did you know that Dorf is a cunt, and so is his little dog Sparky? Speaking of cunts, Joe D and his posse are cunts.
The posse is too.
But at least Milk Dud Head isn't a scumbag like those homebrew scumbags like Dorf.
Your Milk Dud Head there, bum?
Craft beer cunt.
No, I'm Milk Dud Head.
Oh, you're Milk Dud Head, Joe.
Yeah,
okay.
My head looks like a Milk Dud.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
That's right. Yeah, craft beer cuts. Yeah. But at least Milk Dud Head isn't a scumbag like those, homebrew scumbags like Dorf. Yeah.
Yeah, Dorf.
Hey, at least we're not scumbags like Dorf.
Yeah, he's actually ranked you better than the homebrewers, Joe.
Yeah, we're actually ranked above somebody now.
Yeah, yeah.
We're above Dorf. What's going on there?
We're not below the Dorf.
Yeah. So really, that's the best of what there is to that video. I just scanned it real quick before the show.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the first I saw anything with the Mr. Rogers theme. It's like, okay, now I got this ingrained in my mind. It's like, okay, can't think of this anymore.
Yeah. And finally, we have something that in my mind is better. The feature presentation for tonight, which is there's your link, Joe.
Right.
We have the long-awaited return of the malt liquor referee. You guys are finally going to get to see the malt liquor referee in action, otherwise known as 209 J. Jones, as the malt liquor referee. I'll set this up for you before you start playing it, Joe.
Okay.
When you get the video, when you get it up there, there we go. There we go. The malt liquor referee occasionally makes an appearance to judge other malt liquor videos, and much like the NFL referees, he scans instant replays before he makes his decisions.
Oh.
And the malt liquor referee, when you see in this video, he's very by the book. Sometimes he'll judge videos that, are supposed to be blueprint videos. One time he threw the flag on somebody's, they did a chug off. Some of the YTDC guys did a chug off to see who was the fastest that could chug a 40 on a Google Hangout. And he caught the big Grabowski, otherwise known as Kuntbowski. He busted him watching his replay. He saw that the Kuntbowski was chugging apple juice out of his 40.
Oh!
The malt liquor referee has a very, very sharp eye. This particular
what's the YTDC?
YouTube drinking community.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the big wide YouTube drinking community, which eventually branched off into the MLDC and the CBDC. Yeah. So this video that the referee is going to judge, Malt Patriot, who's kind of one of the mid-level malt liquor drinkers. Malt Patriot did an 800 Club video recently. And as we all know, that's where you chug 2 40s in under 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So Malt Patriot did a successful 800 Club video, at least in everybody's mind, before the malt liquor referee watched this video. So if you just want to go to about 7 minutes or so, Joe, in this video.
Okay. We'll pull it up right now again.
Apple juice video. I'm sure you probably didn't see any foam in the bottle.
Yeah. About 7 minutes. Yeah. And that's one of the things that, he caught. So about 7 minutes here.
And probably no carbonation either. So that gave away the apple juice.
You can't pull fast one over on JJ. I'm not going to let you lie to your fucking millions and millions of fans. Look like you grabbed that rooster's dick for a minute.
So Malt Patriot's eating some chips there, you see.
Here we go. Right here. Right there.
I know you can't see it. He's going to replay it.
I have instant replay where I can use this technology of slowing it down and watching frame by frame. And that's what I had to do on this one. That's not an 800 Club. That's a 799.996 Club. Fuck you.
As he's drinking a 6-ounce water.
Next? We're going to put bread in our mouth and then drink and then spit the fucking bread out as it absorbs fucking 6 or 7 delicious ounces of fucking malt liquor.
No, I don't know if you could see it on Joe's replay there. or Joe's replay of the referee's replay.
Them fucking chips in your mouth.
Is he gonna play it
You
again?
absorbed a little of it, and then you spit them out all over your fucking floor. Not only did you fail that, you fucking disrespected your fucking old lady because she had to come home and clean all that shit up.
It's a little choppy on my end, Joe, when you were playing it.
Yeah, let me play it over again because
when he was eating his chips, he had already drank his 240s, but he's eating his chips. One little bit of chip come flying out of his mouth when he's eating them. And according to the malt liquor referee, there was a little bit of malt liquor absorbed into that piece of potato chip that came flying out of his mouth. So he didn't consume all 80 ounces of malt liquor.
Oh my God. And that's why he was saying the 0.99.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
It's coming up here, folks.
Let's see.
It's coming up here.
Okay, so there he's drinking it now.
Over on JJ. I'm not gonna let you lie to your fucking millions and millions of fans.
So there. Okay, so he's chugged it.
Look like you grabbed that rooster's dick for a minute.
And then so now he's going. This is the controversy, right?
Yeah.
So he's going in with the chips, and it's a matter of the chip that falls that was in his mouth.
Yeah, comes flying out of his mouth, which obviously absorbed some malt liquor.
So okay,
Here we go.
Boom! It fell, right? It fell.
Came out of his mouth.
How long was that chip in there? Watch. Boom! So I don't even. You know what?
Maybe he just dropped one out of his hand. I would say
that. Yeah, I think it fell out of his hand.
Because when you reach into a bag of chips and you stuff them in your face, you're gonna lose one or two.
Well, the ref's decision is final.
I see. It wasn't fully in his mouth. We have said chip right there. As you can see, it's a blur because it's falling fast. That is a very fast falling chip. And in all fairness to whoever this is here, those chips, they do fall pretty fast. I am not sure. It looked like it was not quite past. Now, is it like football?
No
if
charge.
The ball breaks the plane, then it's in. Is it the same with the chip? Did it pass the plane of his lip, and therefore did the chip get moist?
Yeah. Or damp.
Or damp. Or dank.
Or dank. And we have to keep in mind the malt liquor referee might have some camera angles that we were not able to view.
Yeah.
So now we have some clarity too from the chat room. Jay Vega says the 800 Club is for the elite. That's why the rules are so stringent.
That's logical.
So that's okay. There you go. Boom. That's the rules. Them's the rules.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So, but even if Malt Patriot failed, according to the referee, even if he failed at his 800 Club attempt, Malt Patriot has a better claim to fame than the 800 Club. Malt Patriot is one of the elite few as part of Malt Mustang's Malt Liquor Southpaw Club, including Shady Malt Shadows, Stephen Malturin, Havana claims to be part of the 800 or the Southpaw Club, but you never know with Havana. Several other malt lefties, including Malt Mustang, and you and Mark, if you guys choose to come to the dark side, you could be part of the Malt Liquor Southpaw Club.
Yeah, we could be part of the Malt Liquor Lefties.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I don't know, Mark. We could start our own Lefties Club, and we could be part of the craft beer Lefties.
Actually, look, Billy D's.
I'm a right-hander. I'm a northpaw.
That's what I'm talking about. Billy D's a lefty.
Billy D's a lefty. So
hey, isn't our friend from Ohio, Left Right Left? Isn't he a lefty as well?
Lance the Lush. He's ambidextrous. He's left right left.
Left right. We gotta get him back on the show, even though he's ashamed of that episode. He's got to look beyond that.
Well, I think before we get Lance the Lush back on Share a Beer, I think we have to get him back onto YouTube first.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, that part kind of matters. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
But that show was funny, left, right, left. I mean, I watched that episode several times. It was funny every time.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious too until I fell asleep a couple months ago.
I just fast forwarded until when he was starting to lean right, left. It's like, okay, which way is he going to fall out of the chair?
Yeah, in all fairness, the bum woke up pretty.
I woke up right away, and I was like, "Oh my God, what have I done?"
But it was just long enough. You know what was funny? I literally don't plan out most of the thumbnails. Sometimes you get that perfect thumbnail, and Google caught it.
Did that come up on its own?
Yes, that was
the algorithm.
Yeah, that was part. It literally was fate. I think
Google grabbed it. I mean, boom! It's like,
yeah,
there it is.
Because Joe, if it didn't, I was going to tell you, Joe, please do a custom thumbnail. It has to be that. Not that I want it to be that, but fate just caused it to have to be that.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, that was fate, because that turned out that was not me in that episode. Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, no, when I have like Milk Deadhead, like last week, I specifically picked that, but quite a few of them, man. That's literally the way. If it's just a picture from the show,
yeah,
that a lot of times I just leave it, and that's sometimes I leave it because I just didn't have time to get to it. But in that case, I was like, whoa, look what he picked,
Oh, Jay Vega claims he's left-handed too.
And Corwin, he has a problem that actually most men have, right?
Well, no, I don't think most men, if you read closer, most men don't have that problem.
I would prefer not to get closer.
I just saw that.
I am not going to get any closer. Thank you.
All right. Where is what the hell's his name? Bobo or some shit?
Yeah, that's almost like
that's a freaking Bobo comment.
Oh, I had to read farther. And
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Not too many men suffer that problem.
Yeah, that's true. That is
not
true.
That lucky.
Not you don't have triple nuts. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I don't know about that one there. So in any case, thank you, Billy D. That was another fantastic malt liquor report as usual.
Sorry, I missed it.
Double thumbs up.
Sure, it was fantastic.
And don't forget that there's no malt liquor report next week. So gonna have to wait till show 500, which is the 16th. So
I'm working overnight next Saturday, so hopefully the following Saturday I'll be off.
Yeah, the 16th will be the big show 500, and we'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen on Big Show.
I'm surprised Zach hasn't popped into this one yet.
Oh, you never know what Zach sometimes pops in.
Yeah,
so I'll get to my next beer, but I didn't show the first one in any case. But let me show this one here. This is.
I pounded down a Red Apple Ale, and I also pounded down another Northeast too.
This is the Mellotron. Another one of my Hot Butcher for the World beers. All these beers have been phenomenal. I'm not even joking, guys. If you're ever to get your hands on this stuff.
What is the oldest one in your vault, Joe?
The oldest beer? I just drank it.
Yeah.
I drank it on the 10th
you drank it, okay.
Yeah, on the 10th anniversary show, man. You should have watched it.
Okay.
It was a good show.
Was it a good beer, or was it a drain pour?
We've got 1,300 ratings on here, 6 in the last 30 days. This is Mellotron Mango Pop Butcher for the World. It's an Imperial IPA, 7.5% ABV, 4.2 bottle cap rating. We've got Azaka, maybe.
Azaka, I think.
And Simcoe hop. Dude, what's with that combination? Azaka, and Simcoe.
Motueka and Simcoe.
IPA brewed with mango. So there's a better look at it than I'm going to be able to give you. So let me just pull up, because the art on the can is cool as well.
Interesting looking artwork.
All these beers have been hazy so far. It seems like that seems to be their thing, is the big hazy IPAs. So let's see what we get, man. It's hard to get smoke out of a can. It just is.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen, pretty much. So
your Duvel glass?
Yeah.
Got the Duvel glass happening here. Ooh, I got to get a picture.
Tom's got a Duvel glass, I think, right?
Both got the Duvel.
Yeah.
Both Duvel and with double.
Oh yeah, Tom's got one too. Check that out.
Duvel.
Hey, it's two. Looks like the rest of us have to get Duvel glasses.
Dueling Duvels.
Dueling Duvels. So check that out. Whoa! What's with all the Earth would be like seriously pissed off at me right now.
Let's see, Earth, Sadiq.
We've got this.
Nice.
Mine looks a little lighter.
Yeah, that looks real. I don't like lemonade color. That looks really light.
It's a little darker than the camera is showing, but it still looks lighter than all their pictures.
Mm-hmm.
But oh my god, it's like mango juice. Yeah, it is like. Well, you know what? It's kind of hard to tell. And I think I've talked about this before. If something says it's mango, if you know that, like right now, I have seen the description, so I am assuming mango. If I didn't know it, I would call it pineapple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm getting at? Like it just smells sweet fruit. You know what I'm saying? Although pineapple has a different taste than mango, but on the nose, they smell
Almost the same.
Almost the same. Yeah, they can at least. Oh, but it just smells like a big, juicy bomb, baby.
Mango is almost like melony a little bit, right? Almost like a melon type of thing.
Yeah. And this one gives, you know how pineapple, when you bite into some pineapple, it can have that little bit of a tang, that twang to it, that
bite.
Yeah, a little bit of a bite. Yeah, they can be kind of sweet but tangy at the same time. This finishes like that. So it starts sweet on your tongue. And
it almost confuses the hell out of you.
Almost, yeah, because it does have a little bitterness to it, you know?
Does it dry out? What making you want more? Like, does it, or does it sit there?
Kind of lingers.
Yeah.
I would call it 50-50 on the dryness. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't stay around as long as others, but you know, it's just enough actually. It's man, I would buy this again. You know what I'm saying? If I bought it first. I'd have to buy it a first time to buy it again. I would definitely buy it for sure. I mean, it's solid, man. And it's actually a weighty beer too. This is heavy like a stout. So you know it has that weightiness to it.
It doesn't swirl around your glass like say a Guinness does.
Yeah, it's taken some effort.
It just when you try and twirl a glass and get some lacing up, even the lacing just sinks down.
Yeah, it's a pretty weighty beer.
Whereas Guinness may be a motor oil dark porter, but its body is light as hell, so therefore you get a shitload of lacing in your glass.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because Guinness is pretty darn thin, yeah. But yeah, this is, so now I'm pouring the rest of the can. Oh yeah, baby, look at that. That is cloudiness, man.
Yeah.
Check that out. That is just...
It almost looks like orange juice to me.
Really?
Pineapple juice. Pineapple juice.
Pineapple juice.
Well,
Yep.
pineapple juice, yeah.
One color, yeah. Or mango juice.
Oh,
I guess.
got sweeter. It got pulpier, if you will. It got like pulpier. I don't know. You know how when you do the same thing, like at the
last little bit of, like, say, an orange juice bottle.
Exactly. Perfect. Yep. Exactly. That's,
you get the last little bit of pulp out of the bottom. It's like, boom.
Yeah.
It's like you need that little bit of a hit.
Yeah, it has that. Not as smooth as a milkshake, but just to give the
right,
like that milkshake. So what happens at the man? This one not as good as the others, I would have to say. Now I don't know if that has to do with the age or what, but that last one I had was, oh my god, it'd make you shake a little bit. It was so good. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, yeah, delicious. It was kind of like, again, a Seinfeld reference. You remember the Soup Nazi episode, and George gave Elaine a taste of
which episode of Seinfeld is a soup Nazi episode?
The one known as the Soup Nazi.
Yeah, if you
literally called the Soup Nazi episode.
Yeah.
That's, so and Elaine was talking so much trash about it. George gave her a sample, and she was like, "Oh,
the lobster bisque."
I have to sit. Yeah. I have to sit down for a second. Yeah, because it was that good, and that last one I had was that good. This one is really good. I would buy it. I would buy the beer, like Gary says, but
Elaine got the sample after the fact that she messed up ordering, right?
Yeah.
She was like,
no soup for you.
Yeah.
That's all I know from the Soup Nazi. No soup for you.
Yeah, Dirk says, I think Joe stole from SpongeBob's fridge. Yeah, with the pineapple juice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is definitely solid, man. Absolutely. Who's got something else, man? Bum, I think I see something.
Yeah. This is, speaking of dank, from the brewery that brought you Laughing Clown Malt Liquor and Dirty Dank Juice, both of which I've had on the show. This is from Odd Side Ales. This is the Imperial Mayan, which is Imperial Stout with coffee, cinnamon, nutmeg, and habaneros. Does that sound familiar, like a familiar mix to anybody?
Chocovesa to me.
Exactly, Mark.
Yeah.
This might have actually topped Chocovesa as far as this style of beer to me. Yeah. And it's a pretty good price. It's even for Pittsburgh, it's $10 for a 4-pack.
Well,
which is better than Chocovesa 6-packs.
Just gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of not hard to do when you're not the first one to make a beer like that, or the first, Chocovesa popular one.
Sure.
So, whoever makes it now could, has had time to perfect it, if you will. So that's good for them, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. So this is the best way I can describe this, and I am going to be buying this again. I'm already through my 4-pack. I am going to be buying more of this. Oh, wow. I don't know if it's seasonal. I don't know what the deal is with it yet, but I love it. Take Chocovesa and kick it up a notch with the pepper, the heat.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't hit you. It's like a delayed reaction. The pepper hits you just like it's like on a 1 second delay after you swallow. When all right, this is Chocovesa, and you swallow it, and then you're like, ooh,
Oh,
well, yeah.
Good bite for your money.
Action hits you there.
Now, what is Odd-Side Ales is out of where? Where are they?
Michigan, I believe.
East End? Okay.
Look, it's good ratings.
I've got another one too here.
We have 3,300 ratings, 142 in the last 30 days, 10% ABV, 32 IBUs, and a 4.08 rating, man.
Sounds good.
Yeah, this one sounds it's carefully blended with Dutch chocolate coffee, cinnamon, nutmeg, and habaneros. which will leave you with the perfect balance of chocolate and heat. So this one sounds. I love Chocovesa. So let me show a few pictures from this really quick, because if it's being compared to that, look at the color in that. That is awesome.
That's funny.
At the front of a grocery cart.
Is that the one? Is that the Rider ones? It looks like almost like the Rider one.
Could be.
That is awesome.
That's the way to do your shopping.
That's the way to do your shopping. Exactly. Awesome, man. That beer does sound good.
Yeah, I think so far. I mean, the year is young, but this is my best of 2019 so far.
So far. Yeah. Wow.
I've got another one here, Joe, too.
Yeah, go ahead, Andrew.
I've got a peated Scotch ale by Brow Brothers.
Peated, okay.
And it's called Ben Craigie, I believe, is how it's pronounced. And I'm gonna crack this with my Ace of Spades bottle opener, which I know you have.
Yeah.
Little bit of smoke at first, not much. The smoke disappeared as soon as I popped it.
Corbin says peed in Scotch ale.
And these guys are out of Marshall, Minnesota. I've also got their I've got like their Moo Cow Stout in the basement as well, in the fridge. Got about a
that one looks good.
Got about a two and a half finger head on there. It's a kind of like a dark golden ale, I'll call it. And this brewery was established in 2006. Doesn't have the ABV on the label.
All right.
So I'm sure you could pull that up.
Yeah, I'll share the screen here real quick, man, and we'll get to that. Let me see here as soon as it gives me the 8,800 ratings on here, 15 in the last 30 days, 6.8% ABV, 20 IBUs, and a 3.44 rating. There ain't too many Scotch ales. I think we've talked about that before that do get a 4 rating. They all kind of are in that area right there, between like a 3 and maybe a 3.75.
Mm-hmm.
I like Scotch ales. It's one of my favorite styles, and it's not many people would say it's in their favorite styles. I've always liked them.
Yeah. This is made by Brow Brothers, BRAU.
Yeah, Brow Brothers. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, it's good. Scotch ale has malty, and you get some spice, and you get some smoke. A little bit of
it's got that mark.
Mm-hmm.
I can't put my finger on the spices that it's got, but it's got the smoke and the Scotch in it.
Yeah.
But this is guaranteed not exactly a lawnmower beer. This is more of like a beer you'd probably have. I'd probably suggest with a good steak.
Yeah.
That's a good barbecue beer.
And or a cigar.
Yeah, that's typically what
burgers.
Scotch ales are more session-y anyway, right?
Yeah. But yeah, they've got some good flavor. So yeah, they go good with meat, basically.
Yep.
Meat.
You have them with like a pot pie or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, pot pie would be good.
Yeah.
Like a Swanson beef pot pie you get for 89 cents at the store.
Yeah. A nice corned beef.
The microwave,
or if you get the Marie calendars, you get the one that's for like $2. And
now you get fancy.
It's a high class one.
We're in German territory now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Way too like 4 of them and drink a 40, and then you'll be in chairman territory.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Speaking of that, has the chairman had a pot pie episode? I would think 4 pot pies with the malt liquor. Hello.
I don't think I recall seeing him ever eat a pot pie. Lots of Marie Callender's meals, but never a Marie Callender pot pie or any other pie.
Did anybody get to the Joe D Reviews Facebook page and see the post that I did on the chairman?
I was there today, but I was just scanning it real quick, Joe, and I told you I still cannot access your page on my computer. I can on my phone, however.
Oh, okay.
I scanned it on my phone real quick, but I didn't see the chairman post.
Yeah, he was smiling uncontrollably. I think it was in Vegas, maybe, and he had a meetup with the Hawaiian.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's an old video.
Yeah, it was about 5 years old, it said. For some reason, it popped up on my Apple TV. Well,
I did see that. You said, look what popped up out of the blue in my feed. Yeah. I did see that.
And smiling, and I will give him that. People were looking at them like they were nuts, and they were
which they are
overpass,
which they
crushing malt liquor on the overpass, literally while everybody's
driving by.
Yeah, that's the maskless chairman.
Maskless. Yeah. So you could just see him smiling uncontrollably. He couldn't even hardly talk. He was smiling so much. Yeah, a rare smiling chairman right there. After looking at him today, miserable behind the mask.
Yeah.
Maybe that's horrible. Maybe it's the mask.
I think it took a few years for him to slowly evolve into the chairman/commissioner character.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if it's making America great again is just making him more miserable.
Well, that's possible.
You know? I wonder if he just drank good quality craft beer. What do you think, Mark, if he would smile again?
Well, that would turn his mood around. Yeah, he'd smile a lot more.
Yeah, I think he would just smile.
He wouldn't have to hide behind that ski mask either, I don't think.
What I want to know is he drinks all that beer and gets all carbonated and goes upstairs with the wife. Like,
well, you're right there, Tom. You're making a lot of assumptions.
Yeah, making assumptions.
A lot of assumptions there.
He just goes and sleeps inside one of his Corvettes. That's about
it. Yeah, that's about exactly.
He must lay out.
Corwin Russell is asking Mark, is that cat tower sturdy enough to hang yourself from?
Obviously, Corwin Russell's been watching the chairman's videos.
To buy one for yourself and try it out.
I could do that, Corwin, but then the cats would be mad at me, so I don't want to do that.
Corwin's also got for my beer peed in Scotch ale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I said that one already too. Real quick, I've got an article here that we could talk about. It is beer related for sure, and this is Pabst Blue Ribbon set to become a new whiskey.
What?
So and it's just in the talking stages so far. They're just in the planning stages, so we don't know necessarily that they will do this. But it looks like they're going in with a contract distilled by New Holland Brewing to possibly make a Pabst Blue Ribbon whiskey. Would anybody sign up for that? The mash bill would be 52% corn, 27% malted barley, 17% wheat, 4% rye, 40% alcohol. 80 proof. Now, would this a question for Billy D would be, would this be an okay whiskey to drink?
Wait.
No, because it doesn't say malt liquor on the label.
Oh.
Did you catch how long it was aged for? Did you see that? Aged 5
4 days.
Seconds.
How long?
There's 5 seconds on the top.
5 seconds.
The hell?
I got a friend of mine. He can drink Budweiser and any other Anheuser-Busch product, no problem. But he's allergic to literally both barley and hops.
Well, that's
so so he can't drink any other types of beers. But he can drink. And he's a former Navy vet, well, Special Forces and regular Navy. So He can drink like distilled spirits like there's no tomorrow.
You can do hard cider and stuff.
That is funny. Well, that makes me think I wonder if this is even a joke. If it's aged 5 seconds, it literally does say that right on the label. That is hilarious. Let me show this again, just so you can.
No, they're calling it a whiskey or a bourbon. They're calling it
a maybe whiskey. It's like a moonshine almost type of thing.
What site are you looking at? That's not on the onion, is it, Joe?
No, it's
I was about to say it's on the onion
wash. On the whiskey wash, and it does say right here in the corner, aged 5 seconds.
5 seconds. Jeez.
So that's not even that. Yeah, that makes me wonder if this is even just
it almost sounds like an onion piece.
Yeah, it's but you never know, man. There's so many breweries starting to make whiskeys now, and quite a few of them are making really good whiskey as well.
Zach's in the house.
What do you have to say about that, Zach? Pabst Blue Ribbon making a whiskey and aging it 5 seconds.
Zach's getting ready to laugh.
Does that mean they're filtering it through whatever they're aging it with? Would it make sense?
No, it's a legitimate thing. It's on all kinds of legitimate sites. So
Zach can buy it. I'm sure. Zach could give it a shot.
Does Zach look like he's an edible?
Yeah. Zach, are you with us? Are you in the same room?
No, I'm still not with you.
Looks like you've had a couple already.
Sometimes your response is your best response.
Yeah, definitely a couple, but still not enough to understand Pabst making a liquor. Because that is like the MLDC, like actually getting pussy.
Oh!
Ouch!
Which gets back to Tom's assumption that the chairman was heading upstairs with the wife.
Yeah.
The chairman's heading upstairs.
Maybe
the chairman heads up to is something that he has to take one of those long pump, like the old bike pumps. I would imagine that is about what Pabst malt liquor is going to taste like.
Pabst.
And I love PBR.
Pabst malt liquor.
I love PBR, but I'm not gonna drink their whiskey. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I know Mark has it. I know Andrew has it. I'm sure Bum has it. I don't know what the whiskey scene near Joe is, but you can get a fine craft malt liquor or
spirit,
$40-something bucks.
Oh yeah,
for a bottle of craft bourbon.
Mm-hmm. Easy.
I've got like 250 microbreweries in Minnesota here I could go to, all over.
Well,
north, south, east, west.
I bet you have some really good distilleries.
Yeah, those two.
I bet Minnesota's got some good distilleries. I bet you.
Yeah,
Ben Prue Distilleries is a good one. They're out, I think, in Anoka, and there's a couple other ones.
As they would say in Minnesota, close to Canada, good distillery, eh?
Yeah, that's right. You got it. We're close enough to Canada. We may as well be a province.
Yeah. I would definitely buy a bottle. I have to admit, I would buy a bottle.
I would try it.
Yeah, I'd buy a bottle. I would. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I would absolutely buy a bottle. I have no doubt in the world that they couldn't make a decent whiskey. I mean, why not? You know, Jack Daniels still sells theirs, so why not?
Yeah, so I came in late. Is it a whiskey? Is it a bourbon?
It's a whiskey. Yeah.
So how long has this been in the works?
It's still in the talking about stage. It's not even quite
still on paper. They
Yeah,
haven't followed through with it.
Yeah.
They haven't jumped off the cliff yet.
As like a craft distiller or whatever works, any of us that work with bourbon or like bourbon understand that bourbon takes at least 2 years.
Oh yeah, for bourbon, yeah.
Or I mean, unless you're going white whiskey.
Yeah, that's what it almost seems like they're doing.
I mean, that's a very far out project.
I almost think if Pabst did it, they might actually talk to another real distiller that knows what the hell they're doing.
They're going to buy it from Indiana, where 90% of the distillers do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll buy it from somebody and slap a label on it and call it good.
Mark, your beer looks really good. What do you got?
Hardywood Gingerbread Stout.
Nice.
That is exactly what Pam said.
Yeah.
Coach is in the room.
Hardywood. Yep. And Stout. But see that?
Who the ho?
It looks like Mr. Bill on the front.
Who the ho?
Mr. Bill, yeah.
After he was run over by the steamroller, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's funny.
I had a Mr. Bill t-shirt. I had a Mr. Bill t-shirt. But yeah, this is really good. There's a lot of ginger though. It's heavy on the gingerbread.
You've had that like a few times already, haven't you?
I've had it one. I got 2 bottles. I had it about around Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought.
9%, really good, but heavy on the ginger.
Coach, what do you? Oh, you're having Mother Earth there. Yeah. That's
for you, Jody.
I think I just had. I've only had like 1 or 2 of those.
In the last day.
In the last day or so.
That's a good beer. That is a really good beer.
It's just, it. What else can I say? I mean, peanut butter. Who knew that peanut butter? And there you get it. And there we go. Like peanut butter stouts can be done different ways, and that is definitely one way of doing it. And it's a way that I agree with, man. What do you too, right, Coach? Like you really like that one as well.
Oh, I love it.
Are we at a peanut butter stage, or are you guys at your coconut stage?
Well, I mean, coconut kind of comes and goes a little bit, doesn't it? Like it's not a new beer trend.
I'll be back in a minute.
Coconut is ridiculous.
Now we've got someone in here that don't necessarily like coconut too much, right?
I don't like coconut at all.
Oh well, I was talking about Bum, but he's not here right now. I didn't notice that. So yeah,
I don't like coconut.
Yeah. Bum don't like coconut at all either.
I don't like coconut at all, but it is huge beer.
But it what?
That's a huge beer trend right now.
Yeah, I mean, but it's been a trend for quite a long time, hasn't it?
I think now more than ever.
Really?
I think coconut is getting bigger than peanut butter right
now. Huh? Maybe it's just kind of coming back or something, because I don't feel like it's ever really gone anywhere. I mean, there's even like coconut mixed with different flavor IPAs, for Christ's sake. Hell, I've got some that are aging, for Christ's sake, in my beer cellar. Coconut flavored beers that I've had for years already. You know what I'm saying?
now. If you don't give a shit about them, it doesn't count about aging.
So what you're saying is, if you forgot about him and then you happen to see him and you were like, "Oh crap, I've been aging that." It's not like it's not the same. Is that what you're saying?
Hey, I have this lavender lemonade ginger pecan lager that I just forgot about for 12 years. You can call that aged.
Yeah, it's aged, right?
No, it's more forgotten. Yeah.
Yeah, it's forgotten.
Still nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, it is forgotten. Yeah.
No, I've been having the thing. We've been talking about.
All right, I'm back.
What are aging beers something that you guys really give a damn about?
Oh yeah, no, I do. I absolutely do. I really do. I truly do enjoy having a beer that's aged and kind of calmed down, and I like to see the different things that come of it too.
But if you're getting a beer from a brewery that has already sat in a barrel, and the brewery spent the time and now releases the beer and says, here you go. Here's a barrel-aged beer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really need to age it?
Sure. Absolutely.
Or did you miss out on something really good?
Nah, there's plenty of people that buy multiple copies of a beer.
No, I understand those people, but are those people stupid asses?
You could say that in a way.
I honestly want to go through this. I think that there is a group of people in the craft beer industry that are buying. There are certain beers that they work in a age point of, I'm going to buy this and let it age. That's great. But don't you think there's another set of beers that are, I bought this beer and it's time to drink it now? These guys already aged it for 2.5, 4.5 years. And if you age that beer anymore, like, just drink it. We did the work for you.
Well, look, it's that with a lot of things that we enjoy, right? Like take tobacco, for instance. You get cigar smokers and pipe smokers. Tobacco's aged for a little while. Depending on the breed of tobacco, it's aged. And then you get the manufacturers that roll it at a specific time. Those are very specific things. Mm-hmm. And regularly, people buy boxes and even cases in some cases if they can afford it. Typically, just a box. You'll get 20 some in a box, depending on the cigar. And they frequently only have one, and they'll age the rest. It's very, very similar to beers, because you get different stuff at different times.
Tobacco and beer are not similar in my genuine opinion. And I have 14-year-old cigars. I mean,
but
tobacco and beer do not even compare. And it's aging.
Same thing with. Well, sure they do. They compare a lot, and the same thing with wines, and the same thing with spirits. You get all these products that we enjoy.
Well, but wine and spirits do not continue to age in a box.
But they do develop, though.
Yeah.
They don't age, but they do. Just like beer, they develop. You get different.
A wine will develop because of oxygenation. But it's proven that whiskey, rum, vodka will not develop.
I beg to differ in that, because there have been people that said the more oxygen in the bottle can put off different flavors. Like when you first crack the bottle, you ever notice that when you first crack open a bottle, you drink it, and then at the bottom it almost tastes better?
Now you kind of sound like Steve Jobs. With your argument, you sound like Steve Jobs. We made that iPhone perfect. You should not open it. Don't open your Mac device. We made that machine is perfect. Why would you ever want to modify it? Why would you ever want to do any of this to it? That's the same Steve Jobs argument that people have always had. I am a diehard Apple fanatic, and it's the problem I always had with Steve Jobs, rest his soul. Him thinking that it was him thinking that it was a perfect product, and that's all. You should never modify it. Yeah. And it, and bless his heart and bless your heart. But if I want to take something and modify it or do something else to it, hey, look, some people think the Corvette is a perfect automobile. Some people think you should never modify a Corvette. Right,
or a Camaro, or a Carmaro,
or a Camaro. But I mean, a lot of people do modify them. People, make a living off of making different parts for these different mods.
What my point is more of a talking point.
Sure,
but I think that it has to become a subjective thing of
of course,
the responsibility of a brewer, and I'm talking from a different standpoint from where you I'm talking on my responsibility of telling you that this beer will not taste any better.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that. I'm putting it into a can or a barrel or a bottle, and I am telling you that this has lasted 2 to 3 to 4 years, and it is at its prime right now. I'm not giving you a product that you need to age anymore, and if you age it more, you're going to get a piece of cardboard. And if you want to drink a piece of cardboard, that's your damn problem.
And see, this is the thing about it, Zach, and you'd be completely right with your opinion, and that's as far as that would go. Once it passed your lips, that's the end of that argument, right? Like it's because you have too many other brewers that say the exact opposite. Hey,
well, but we're talking about
this beer past this date. Buy multiple bottles and have this beer later. It tastes this way. As a matter of fact, I had a beer recently that was aged 10 years. Right? It aged
in a storage locker.
The Fuller's ages their beers longer than they recommend, even on their own, and sends them out to folks like me to get their opinion on them. I mean, the thing of the beauty of the art of this is that just like music, and me and Mark know the arguments that a lot of people have with music. It just like music, it involves the senses, and once you involve the senses, it's personal to you. So you only know, just like Coach only knows what he sees. He doesn't know that
I despise auto tune.
That this looks different.
Well, I'm looking at a milk dud head, so I don't
exactly.
So all of us are looking at a milk dud head.
But that's the great thing about it, and that's what we can bring to the table as far as conversation, because that is solidly your opinion, and that'll be solidly how a lot of other people feel, and I beg to differ with it. And it's not true for all styles, and it's not true for all beers.
Yeah,
I don't think, Joe, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. I don't think we're on the same page at all.
Probably not.
On what I'm saying, what I'm saying is there are certain things that are being released. People are wanting you to drink, And wouldn't you want that? And I'm not a bottle code guy. And I'll go out there, and Greg and I have had many conversations. But I think Greg is a complete fucking asshat on his stuff of his bottle codes and anything. And Greg can come at me at any time on that. Sure. But Greg, fuck it, dude. I think that Greg is wrong that IPAs are only great for a certain time. I don't think that that's correct. I don't think a stout is great for any time. I don't think any beer is great for a certain time. But I think if you do have a brewery that takes time to tell you to enjoy a beer, hey, I've aged this for you. Take this home and enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there are brewers that release a beer and say don't drink for 5 years. Yeah. That type of thing.
Exactly. I think Avery is a great example.
Deschutes.
Mm-hmm.
Deschutes is a great example that says, I mean, I just drank a 8-year-old Black Butte. It was absolutely amazing.
Wow. Regular Black Butte?
No, the anniversary.
Oh, one of the anniversary ones. Okay.
And those guys say that, I mean, that'll last 10, 12 years.
Well, to support your argument, though, Dak, to kind of add to what I feel like you were saying, take, for instance, some of the beers that I aged.
in a storage locker.
In my storage, for in ideal conditions and everything. Now, my only argument was that, hey, look, I stored this beer completely wrong. I didn't age it on purpose at all. It was complete accident. But when I had, for instance, that Italian lager, that's not a beer that is meant to go beyond 5 seconds, let alone, to have 5 years. And it didn't add to the flavor, but it was like, wow, this beer still held up. And it was not as good as if you had it fresh, but to say, hey, this beer still held up was amazing. Please don't do it. That was one of the things I said when I had it. Please don't do this. This is not something you should do. Now, there's other beers, like the beer I brought back from your brewery. I bringing it back, I didn't intend that, but it wasn't too much longer within days that I was like, you know what? Let's see how this holds up.
Well, and that's in a crowler.
Yeah. And that's in a crowler. Yeah. So it was like, let's take this beyond any other crowler I've had. And let's see how this is not the ideal conditions to have a crowler. Take it, 30,000 feet in the air, and then bring it home.
Ideal aging conditions.
Exactly. Yeah. And then store it for another 30 plus days, I think.
That's the thing. Is I'm not I don't want that to ever be the thing of just like I said, I am completely against Greg. I think Greg's theory is fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And Greg can come at me as much as he would like, but beer is great when you drink it and when you choose to drink it. Mm-hmm. But if you grade a beer from a brewery that you say isn't a crowler, like we were just talking, understand your means.
Yeah. I think
don't sit there and dock somebody
right
on some dumb shit like I don't mean to bring him in, but that one beer review, I think it's a dumbass beer review because you're getting a bunch of beer that you should have and take joy in. You should be thankful for the beer that you had. And I'm sorry, I watched multiple, not just that one, but a couple other beer reviews lately. And they kind of pissed me off that these guys get some free beer and all of a sudden they're docking people on, well, I didn't get it fresh enough. I didn't get it right out of the bright tank, or I didn't get it right when it was out of the tap. Well, you want that? Why don't you take your dumb ass over there and get your own shit right out of there? Like, don't be knocking all these breweries just because you think you have some sort of power. Like,
well,
that pisses me off a little bit, man. And I'm sorry to use this as a platform, but
oh, you're fine, man.
As a person that has my livelihood in it, and these guys want to take and go, well, my IPA was 3 days old and it was not quite fresh enough. And, well. And I'm sorry, but fuck you. If you want that much of a tit, then go suck your mama's tit and whine about it on there. But I'm so done with these guys.
Well, you know what, Zach? It's funny that you bring this up about Greg, and Greg, being
not only Greg, it's not only him. It's so many other beers.
I know. Oh, and right, but just Greg as an example, as far as the IPAs, they have to be less than 30 days old. At the same time, and you're right on that, it's not necessarily true with the IPAs. I've also seen Greg talk about some of the Imperial barrel-aged stouts. And Greg will say, there's no reason this beer can't be enjoyed 10, 15, 20 years from now, maybe more. And I don't agree with that. I've already had some of those stouts that, the booze wears off them and they're not as hot, but they lose a lot. They're not as enjoyable.
Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate because, I'm a beer reviewer. So I'm going to play devil's advocate a little bit here and defend Greg since he's not here and just say that's great.
Not just Greg. I want to make sure that is the point.
No,
it's not Greg. It's everybody.
I understand. But at the same time, okay, so we'll just paint a broad brush. We'll use a wider brush and just say, just in general, we got Rod J in here, who's another beer reviewer. But
there you go.
Just to paint a brush, I mean, when these beers are put out there, and if any, and it's not necessarily the brewery, it's they're people that put it out there to you. Those people know your style, and they're reaching out to you. They would obviously know whoever the reviewer is style and their little quirks and that is why they have that audience. It's the same thing. And if we even begin to get political, I'm going to eject you for Christ's sake. But I just want to use this as an example. It's the same sort of deal that a politician would use, for example, if he wants to get that politician wants to get a particular message out, they'll go to a particular reporter's show because they know that person has a particular style. And they're going to bring out this, or they want to show that they're kind of tough and they can put up against a tougher style. And so they'll go against someone that's quote unquote tougher. Right. And, when people reach out to me for reviews, they know my style. I'm going to be honest, I just like this beer I'm having now with this hot beer I make sure to put that out up front. Hey, look, I am not having this in its prime. You know what I'm saying? I should have had this a long time ago. So it's really not a review as much as it is just me consuming this beer and it's past its prime and let's get that out there. You know what I'm saying? But that's kind of my thing when I'm doing it. I try to, because I regularly do that, so I try to put it out there. When I get something that is a little dinky,
Well, I think it's to Zach's point a little bit. If the brewer says this is the beer, it's best if you drink it now rather than later. I think you have to kind of take that, and if you want to set it aside and try it out later, don't blame the brewer, I guess.
That's fair.
I mean, whether you want to do it or not.
Yeah,
agreed there, Mark. Because I think even Joe's had some direct drain pours out of his storage locker collection.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I try to be as fair to that as possible. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't always get 2 beers in the most speedy process. But if I do, and I just don't like it, I'm gonna let you know. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, this beer is within its range, and this is I wish I had some documentation that they normally send me. I think I just did, and I threw it all out. But in any case, they do normally send me documents and give me history on the beer or when it should be drank by and all this sort of thing. If I'm in those realms, then no holds barred. But typically, I can be fair enough to a brewer, even if I don't like it. I can be at least fair to the style, Yeah, but like you said, some cats aren't, and that's.
But dates definitely do matter though, because in my opinion, when a brewer brews a beer, they come off by what they perceive the beer to be when they brew it. So when they brew that beer, they have their notes and everything that's coming off. But in my opinion, when that beer hits that 1.5 to 2 month range, it's falling off from what the brewer wants you to have. So for me to review a beer that's old, that's almost disrespectful to you, because that's not the beer that you wanted me to review.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Because I'm putting a bad note on your beer. I mean, everyone go to the brewery. Everyone doesn't have a brewery. But I mean, obviously, the best thing to do is go to the brewery, have a beer there, and get it the way it should be.
Let me read Rod J's comments real quick. Stick with me here for a second. He's got a few of them here, so just stick with me. People all have opinions. I have had IPAs fresh and after a period of time, and some have held well. Thing is, why worry about how people drink it, though? It's their choice ultimately. As long as brewers date their stuff and the reviewer knows beer, then there shouldn't be a problem. But some brewers also drop the ball in dating, which may affect reviewers, how reviews are done. I just had a Flounders Red Ale made in 2017 and dated out to 2020 at 6% EBV, and it was solid as hell. So that was his.
Well, Joe, I'd like to just squash it so we can move on with something else.
No, I thought it was a great topic, man. Absolutely.
Whatever, but I don't mean for it to come off how maybe it came off here, but the point of the matter is that everybody can enjoy beer at different stages. Now, there are different beers that need to be enjoyed at certain points, maybe, or my thing really was not. I really didn't want to get into the whole dumb IPA thing, and that's where it kind of turned into. IPAs, I still won't. We've all been in that debate of do they need to be fresh or not. I don't really know, and we could get into science of that later. The thing was of if you have a beer and you want to enjoy it in a certain time, go ahead. But if you have a beer, why not just be thankful for it and understand that having every beer is just such a pleasant experience, whether that IPA that you've had is terrible or not. But if you bought it from your liquor store or your liquor store has it and it's expired, well, okay, that was your choice to drink it. But why not still raise that glass and go, cheers, man? Somebody put hard work into this.
Okay, all right.
Somebody enjoys life out of this.
But
it's still better than something else. And I'm so tired of it. Not as just a brewer. I'm so tired of it as a beer enthusiast, this beer community has gotten away from just what Joe, I think you and Mark did so well in the original point of, yeah, it was thumbs down, but I still had a beer and I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, that, you know.
And that was all it was about. It was cheersing your brothers and sisters, and just, yeah, thank you guys for joining me, and I just loved having a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it was.
That's what it should be about. And but there's people, just like anything, any hobby or pursuit, there's people, you know, just take it through the extremes one way or the other. I mean, it's.
I think
I just want to change that up a little bit.
Well, what do you got, Bum? I want to
going from the negative to completely going to the positive and saying, I don't care if your beer's expired. I don't care if it's this or that. Why don't we? And that's how I always tried to review when I was writing my stuff. That's where I came from. That we talked for about years or a couple of weeks ago. It wasn't my job to tell you if a beer was good or bad.
Yeah.
Tell you what it friggin' tastes like, yeah?
Yeah.
And then here's it and let's enjoy it.
I really want to hear what Bum had to say. Would you want to say, Bum?
Oh no, I was just going to say, just re-emphasizing Zach's point as far as the Share a Beer show and you and Mark, Joe. Just saying, you can get as picky as you want about things and tastes and expiration dates and stuff, but you guys were always about, it's beer, let's enjoy it, even if we don't, like it. It's beer. Somebody put an effort into it. And that's what the Share a Beer show has always been about. And it's still about that now, 10 years later. And thanks to the debate that you guys have been having here for the last half hour, I want to thank you guys, because I was undecided about what I was going to drink on show 500. Now I know what I'm going to drink.
Yeah. Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, no, and Zach knows this. Zach knows he can get on here and talk about something that's in his heart that he really feels about.
Plus, he knows.
That's what this is. This is being amongst your friends and bringing up something that is bothering you, man. And if it bothers you, and we need to have a serious discussion for once, we will. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that is what we are about. We come together here. We have beer. And now, the only beer that I've just out and out and will continue to out and out just trash, well, other than malt liquor, is Tiger. I will forever trash Tiger. I don't like it. Can't stand it. I think it's the worst beer on the planet. But in all fairness, though, I think we do regularly get on here. At least I do. And I think I just had some Budweiser on here last week. Matter of fact, I don't like to just bash beer for the sake of bashing it. It's like, look, man, this Budweiser is beer as well. And it, I mean, when you think about the level they make beer, and we've had that discussion, and try to be fair to it all. Right. And like, look,
I think
for
that's
what it is,
that horse we've all already beaten.
Yeah, it's that, I people, if you see me on Untapped, you've seen my check-ins on Miller it's pretty damn high. So my check-ins on Mother Earth are pretty damn high. So like, there's room in there for all of it, man. And to getting to Zach's point, like I've had some beers that I really don't like, and like Andrew said, man, I've poured them right the hell on out. At the same time, look, man, this is what it is, and I want to hear your opinions. Your opinion is what matters. Don't just go by mine. Buy this beer and let me know what you think, because you might like it. It's what I always try to put out in my reviews. Try to, at least. Maybe it doesn't always come through, but I always try to do that, and I think Rajay would agree as well. He's in the chat, and some of even the malt liquor community. would agree. I know Mark agrees with that as well. I don't even have to ask him. It's like, you know, your opinion matters because we all have different tastes. It's a matter of our senses. And so unless you try it, you know, if you're just going by what I thought, there's quite a few people have gotten in there and say, hey, Jody, I think you're full of it. This beer is awesome. It's the best beer in the world. Tiger's awesome. It rules, you know?
I've never heard of Tiger.
Beer is subjective.
Yeah.
There are some you can try to judge it by objectively, but at the end of the day, it's what you get out of it and how you enjoy it. So it's completely subjective. So, like you said, Zach, I mean, the idea is just describe how it tastes to you, and then the people that are watching the review or reading the review or listening to you can make a decision based on that, whether they want to try it themselves.
I think I'm going to put another word in Zach's mouth. I think the word really is respect.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
a Dink.
No, you know what? I think I'll let his wife put those words in his mouth. You know, she likes to put stuff in his mouth anyways.
Whoa!
It could be a banana flying out from the side of the screen here at any minute, so we never know. But
you never know when his kids might step in. Better watch out.
Really, what he's getting at is like, look, man, you know, can you be respectful? Just be respectful, and it's a good reminder for myself. It's a good reminder for all of us, really.
Yeah.
You could not like something and be respectful.
Yeah, you kind of if you're in the job of reviewing, or you like to do reviewing, or be a critic, and that's not negative, just positive or negative. I think sometimes you forget what goes into it. You know, whether you're reviewing music or a book or a movie or beer or whatever, whether you like it or not, the person that created that put a lot of effort, hopefully they put effort and blood, sweat, and tears into it. So you always have to respect that. And
you know, it's okay to sit there and go, hey, this has a blatant flavor. I get that. But and this has nothing directly. This has nothing to do with my profession. This has nothing to do with any of that. This is a person that likes beer. I was just out enjoying some beers today and yesterday and the day before. It has nothing to do with what your opinion is of what a beer is. Like, if you're going to have an opinion, at least make it educated. Like, yeah, I don't really like this beer, but this is what it tastes. This is what it smells. This is what it does. Don't tell these poor people that a beer is just terrible because I don't like IPAs and it was too hoppy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't understand that. Or I don't like dark beer, so this is not the right beer. Like, I didn't like dark
beer for me based on what I like and don't like, but it might be the right beer for you if you like this.
Exactly, and I'm so saddened. I know I don't know about the other guys, but Joe and Mark, I know me and you guys have been in this. I know this is my 11th year in just doing craft beer. Whether that was professional beer stuff or not, or amateur and reviewing or not, but the industry got so much different.
Yeah.
Craft beer has changed.
Oh, please, yes.
And if I think that's a different talk that we could have on a different show.
Yeah, different for sure. Yeah, different day.
But from when Joe, Mark, myself, when we were all getting into it, craft beer was a very different world.
Well, you can even think about this show. Well, even prior to you jumping in, I mean, I was having that discussion about this beer I'm just drinking now, the Mellotron.
Is that a Duvel glass, by the way?
It is. Yeah. Yeah, another person mentioned the Duvel glass. Yes, it is.
Hell of a glass, man.
It is. It's a. And you see me tucking in the pinky, by the way.
Have you guys ever heard, like, on a sidetrack, like, the standards you have to go through to pour Duvel in the United States?
I think so.
It is absolutely crazy. Like, you have to have a different tap system, a whole different series of lines.
Yeah.
Different coupler, different line, serious different tap. It's a very different thing. It's pretty interesting.
It's a lot like Guinness, right?
Very much, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're an official Guinness bar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Duvel's a very isn't well, maybe not as much, but Stella Artois is that another one of those brews. I noticed that they have a special right now, a different glass. I got a posting on that. They have like a blue glass right now or a green glass.
Oh, I bet.
That's cool.
They're trying to something about water. They're trying to save water or some crap. So they've got this special Stella Artois, and I'll probably have to buy one, full disclosure. Because
you're gonna buy 4.
that's kind of what you were talking about. I'm gonna slam them a little bit because here we go. They got some stupid glass. But who's going to have to buy one? This guy. The minute I see one, there's that glass. I gotta buy one.
It just
crumble at
sucks,
his
man.
knees.
Like, why do we got? Like, why does it have to affect me that much? Like,
oh, Rod J knows. Yeah, he says Stella is part of the Water Conservation Project. Yeah, so they came out with that special glass. Yeah.
my thing, like, do you guys ever get it? I mean, I know I'm in the industry, so it pisses me off when I hear these things. Just like, man, come on, it's just a beer. Like, do you guys ever, like, I didn't mean to go on the tirade, but I felt like sometimes it's time, but like, do you guys ever get that point where it's like, dude, it's just a beer. Can't we just enjoy a damn beer?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to get to that point earlier because if you remember, how many years ago was it now? Probably 6 years ago, 7 years ago. This show right here was getting just too damn serious. And I was like, yo, like it ain't that serious, guys. It's just beer. Like we're supposed to be the fun side of this alcohol stuff, right? Like, you know, if I can't have a Lime-A-Rita for Christ's sake and trying to crack up and make fun of ourselves, like, come on, what are we doing here, man? Like, it was
it's like, what's the object of the show?
It was getting super uptight, man. Way too past pinky out. It was like, what's this finger called? What's this finger?
I think it was. I think it was out to probably hear Joe. I think it was like this. It's like, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
My beer's better than yours. This is better than malt liquor.
Yeah. It was getting bad. And on this show specifically, it was getting just too snob.
Yeah.
Do you think so, Joe? I've watched some of the old episodes, and I know over the years watching, for the longest time, you kept saying we're going to change things up, we're going to lighten things up,
Yeah,
and
I was not happy.
Yeah, and I've watched some of those shows. I never really, even watching recently some of those old ones, I know what you're saying, but I don't see it. There was still humor about beer.
Oh, because I was trying hard. It was
because Joe kept drinking Lime-A-Ritas and bananas.
Yeah.
No, it was. I know what you're saying, but watching them, I don't think things ever really take that serious. Maybe in Joe, you're the creator, you're the artist, you're the artist.
It was tight. I dropped off for a long time.
Yeah,
I dropped off because it was too tight.
And I know you did disappear for a while, Zach. And I noticed your coming back on a regular basis coincided with the creation of the Malt Liquor Report.
Yeah. What is it about malt liquor that's bringing you in?
But on a serious note here, I have to say this. I am afraid that the Malt Liquor Report, we may have lost one of our regulars. He seemed to have dropped out. I'm not going to say who it is, but I think maybe everybody can figure it out. Somebody who was there for about 5 years, and we haven't seen him for a couple years now.
Yeah, I think you were.
I hope I didn't hurt anybody's feelings.
No.
I don't know. It just seemed like he didn't get it, didn't understand it. And I thought, oh my God, I hope this didn't like turn him off to the show, but he hasn't been back.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, it's just, I'll leave it at the, like what Joe said is this show has been something that we can all meet at a bar where I can't come to Phoenix, Pittsburgh, Georgia, Montana, Boston, whoever else is in here. I can't, Idaho. I can't get to all. Yeah, Coach smiles when I say Idaho.
Yeah, Idaho.
But like I can't get to all those. But like Joe created this, and I'm so thankful for it. It was a point for us to just go to, and it doesn't matter what you are or who I am or who the other guy was.
Yeah.
This was created for a different reason, and it was to be able to have beers with your friends. Like, that's why I can sit here and go off. And yeah, it's live. It's gonna go on YouTube. I don't really care if somebody backlashes at me about something I said, because in the end of the time, it was a disagreement about an opinion.
Yeah.
And it's an opinion. None of us care. At the end of the day, we're all going to have another beer and be friends.
Yeah.
And smart people can debate without it getting nasty or anything. And that's why I like this, because you have a lot of very smart people here.
Oof, I beg to differ.
No,
I
don't project too much on us here, Bum.
Yeah,
no, I'm not. I'm being serious.
Way too much credit.
No, I get exactly what he said.
Yeah, no, seriously. There's
common knowledge. I'm an idiot,
and I'm not being funny.
They're humane enough to be able to sit down and speak without getting out of control.
Yeah.
And you have to be a certain type of person with a certain amount of brain power to be able to do that. And believe me, I know the people who aren't like that it gets personal real quick, and it's like, how stupid are you people?
Coach, there he's accusing us, Coach, of being these brainiacs. What the hell's up? I'm offended.
I just said, Bum, it's common knowledge I'm an idiot. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I just sit here and do this and do this.
Coach, it true? Coach, isn't it not true that the more you listen, the smarter people think you are? And you're really just cross-eyed looking at him like,
yeah,
what's he saying?
All I heard was blah, 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 Idaho, beer, and I'm like, oh, yeah. Hey, man, works for me.
Can't we all just agree that Tom City got it right and everybody should just get rub and tugs?
Yeah. Oh my God.
It would be a happier world.
It'd be a much happier world, right? Hey, if I could afford 2 Bentleys, and
if everybody
tug,
rub and tug, we'd all be fine.
If I was in a position to have 2 Bentleys,
And what other position were you in, Joe?
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Hey, dilly to that conversation. That was an excellent one, man. That was better than all the other junk I had to raise here. Yeah.
And a good lead up to number 500.
And a perfect lead up to number 500. Absolutely, man.
Just while you're on bullshit topics, did you bring up Bryce Harper yet?
Oh, did you see that? What he said?
What did he say? I didn't hear what he said. I knew about the contract, but
he was sitting down and they were talking with like the press conference and everything, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just excited to bring a championship back to DC." He's in Philly.
Oh, oops!
And I was like, "Wow."
Wait, was that not a commercial for Southwest Airlines or what?
Yeah. He's going to Hawaii.
Want to get away? Huh? That's a built-in commercial for Southwest Airlines, isn't it? Want to get away?
Noon.
There's Bryce Harper. Yeah, please. You know.
And he's gonna be there. Yes.
Isn't that kind of a stupid deal? I mean, I heard the Dodgers literally made him an offer to make him the highest paid player.
$45 million a year for 4 years, but Bryce Harper knows he can't play for more than 4 years.
Yeah,
he took the longest contract because he'll get paid the longest.
Yeah. What should he pay? How long a contract?
It's a 13-year contract.
13 year, 330.
Yeah, 330 pays him like 23 a year, 25 a year, something like that. But the thing of it is I think after 5 they can still.
No, there's no opt out. There's no opt out and no trade for.
Mm. Yeah, he's guaranteed to be in the uniform.
So he can bomb out in 5 years and still be getting paid for 8. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, but they have ways of getting out of these things.
He has to hit certain numbers. Obviously, if he doesn't hit those numbers, he doesn't get paid the full contract.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah, what's the base and what's the incentive? Yeah,
right.
He's probably going to get paid just to see
the base is probably still 15 or something.
The classic example of this is Pujols. Man, look, Pujols is no longer with the Angels, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that was a multi-year just like that. I think he went to the Angels for 10 years, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't live out that whole career with the Angels, that's for sure. The thing of it is once it gets past 5 years, someone will take them out of that if he has to get that money. But at that point, it'll be smaller enough where someone will take the rest of that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. They always tout the numbers up front, but once you start reading all the particulars in the contract, there's so many little things that, yeah.
Joe, you're ready to be third place this year, right, Joe?
I'm sorry. What was that again?
The Dodgers, you're ready to be like third place, right?
Third place. Hey, we're going to go to the World Series again, pal. Get ready to see Dodger Blue there again. Although we're having problems with Kershaw already, dear God, in spring.
Yeah, Kershaw's not looking good, man.
Oh, my God. He's turning into a huge diva.
Looks like the Red Sox are getting back there, huh? They're looking nice.
Except Krimble won't re-sign.
Yeah, there's all kinds of drama happening with it. What is it with these cats, man? Talk about something that's changed. Dear God, these
I'll take a couple mil.
You got all these players getting about as diva-ish as wide receivers in the NFL, for Christ's sake. Like, they're all getting horrible now, man.
It's come to a point.
Speaking of NFL, did you see old Demetrius Thomas got arrested and put for his whole thing up here in Denver in 2016? They finally arrested. For careless driving or whatever.
I saw that. That's crazy.
Seems like baseball players got as bad as football players.
Top receivers in the league, and now he's cut by the Texans and he's gone.
Jesus.
No, I didn't see that. No.
It's almost like baseball players are like soccer players. Like there's not a ceiling how much they can get paid, so they're gonna try to get as much as they can.
Well, Rod made a good point. He said baseball is the only sport with guaranteed contracts. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they are.
Guaranteed and no salary cap.
Well, how about
No
soccer?
salary cap. Yeah, that's the killer.
No salary cap is the big one.
Pittsburgh hasn't been to the World Series in 40 years.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Right.
soccer. He'd also.
But in football, you can get rubbing.
You bastard. Bullfrog.
Yeah.
This guy.
On the day of your championship, right?
Tell them, do they still call them rub and tugs in Boston, or do they call them like lobster rolls or?
Crab cakes. Hopefully not.
Mark.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Egg rolls. What are they? Huh?
Hey, Tom, take the good with the bad, buddy.
I don't know how to respond.
Lobster sauce.
Is that the tartar sauce special?
Oh.
Yeah, it is hilarious. Okay, guys, thank you very much, man. We will see again March 16th. That'll be the big 500. So 500. So
500.
500. That will be the official 500 of these things, man. We've done this 500 times. That is crazy, man.
I have a big festival. Well, I'll try to jump in from the festival.
Are you doing the big barley wine festival up in Breckenridge?
No, that was in January. This is collab.
Oh,
so we brewed a blackberry brew, and we brewed a top ramen brew. I know some of you guys are on like Instagram. We brewed a top ramen brew.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about some of those because you've got different labeling now, and you've got a bunch of stuff happening there, man. It's pretty cool.
Stay fresh.
And by the way, Rod J says Boston now has the craft tug.
Craft tug.
Yeah, pull till the cheese comes out. Is that the cheese roll?
Yeah, that's the cheese whiz.
Oh God, people!
Kraft cheese whiz, is that what that is? Or is that the Kraft macaroni and cheese? Is that what that is?
Joe, we finally know where Albert Pujols went. It's to Boston to finish out his career with a strong left hand.
I'm not touching that one.
Strong left hand?
I'm not left-handed.
That's hilarious. Hey, real quick. By the way, making plans already. At least I am, to go to the Rocky Mountain Audio Fest in September.
Oh yeah, that was my thing. So I was totally going to bring that up with you guys. One of my locals, it was the company that won that whole festival.
Oh really?
Yeah, I can't remember his company name, but he was part of the winner of the showroom contest or whatever.
Oh yeah. Okay. Wow.
And
last year. Okay. Yeah. So we're planning on getting out there too, Joe, as you know. So
I want to go this year, but if everybody gives me a heads up, like we could do something cool for it at the brewery as far as like a share free point.
Yeah, because that'd be pretty cool. It's September 5th through
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 6th, 7th, and 8th, I think. Yeah.
So I know I definitely want to go that Friday and Saturday, and then probably leave Sunday. But if we get enough people going, it's going to be out towards the airport this year. So, which is
that Gaylord this year?
Yeah,
Gaylord, yeah, which is a expensive place. It's like $250 a night at the Gaylord.
Oh yeah, that place is amazing.
It's a pretty fancy hotel. But there's other hotels around that area that are cheaper.
You're only 20 minutes out of Denver.
Yes, I was looking at other hotels that are actually in downtown Denver that are same price as some of the ones outside of the Aurora area there. But
you don't want to stay in Aurora. Just
there doesn't seem like there's much out there. There's not.
You'd be out there with Robert Kraft and all those other people out in Aurora.
Let me find a strip mall.
Exactly where Robert Kraft is going.
They love you long time.
I'm staying in the hotel in the strip mall.
Yeah, happy ending. The happy ending hotel.
Happy. Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, if there's a hotel at the end of the happy ending strip mall hotel, then that's best.
I was always confused. Where do you think if he wins again? Where is he going to put number 7 ring?
He's gonna put it inside of her. What do you think?
Yeah, I actually, has anybody seen who the Magic Lady was?
No. I know he had a girlfriend.
Yeah, was it a girlfriend? Sometimes that stuff. Sometimes it's a guy friend. You know, he does kiss Tom Brady, and Tom Brady kisses back. You know.
Yeah, he could.
I don't even want to think about that one.
It could have just been Giselle when it was a family deal.
Yeah. So this.
Well, Tom's a Patriot expert. Tom.
What?
What? Now you don't know. No, you know. Yeah. What?
In any case, though, guys, we're going to try to get out of here, but I just wanted to put it out there. The Rocky Mountain Audio Fest, I know I'm going. I think Mark is definitely trying to go as well. It was a great time, and we also will do a lot of beer. Trust me. Me and Mark did quite a bunch of beer last time we were there. So, Havana finally jumped in there. Okay.
Havana 40 ounce said Tom Brady is a flaming homo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, if we can get even a few other people to join us in Denver, it is a good time, enjoying some good high quality audio, and in the afternoon and at night enjoying some good high quality beer. So
and the show is pretty reasonable to go to.
You know what? It's $30 to $40 for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
And it is definitely worth it. I mean, you know, I definitely like to eat good and drink well, and trust me, all that's going to happen. So, you know, and the fantastic. I cannot express this enough about Denver. It is a fantastic city to visit. It really is. The transportation is great. I think Tom can attest to that. Like you're not gonna. I don't rent a car when I go there. I just take advantage of their train system, of Uber, that sort of thing. Between both of those, man, you get everywhere you got to go.
I'm texting right now to see if we can do a special with one of the companies, just an audio show special beer guy.
Oh,
okay,
that'd be awesome.
That'd be nice.
So. Just something to think about. There's plenty of time. Like I said, it's not till I think it's the first weekend of September.
Yeah, September 6th, 7th, and 8th.
So there's plenty of time to make plans, or at least think about it. Denver's a pretty affordable place to get to, and you know, so if there's any interest in going at all, then reach out. It's, you know, to me at a minimum, man, it'd be. If you're like, hey man, there's, you know, I have some interest in going, and you know, maybe we could all do something with splitting the cost of a Airbnb or a room or something. Then
I will not go near that fucking place. That sounds like a crazy hotel.
My brother will drive 12 hours to Denver versus fly because he's got to bring his wife and 2 kids.
Andrew, you're only 11 hours away. You'll be all right.
Yeah,
you're closer than anybody to me.
So, take care, you guys. We'll see.
Out of here. See ya.
We'll see you on the 16th. Peace out, man.
Later.
See you guys.
finally getting on the show.